My name is Brook. I'm here as a director and producer for both stage and film related entertainment. I came to Taiwan in 2001. In 2001 I was invited to give a director's workshop for a multi-purpose festival. It was called International Collaborative Arts Festival and near Kaohsiung. At that time, right away, I met a lot of different theater companies and production companies. I had just finished working in New York, and people felt like I had skills that they wanted to learn, study, and I started training different dance groups mostly when I first started. And then I decided I needed to learn Chinese. And I worked with some local dance companies and local performing companies. And then I started choreographing for various groups. Starting down south in Taichung and around Kaohsiung, and then slowly I moved up to Taipei about 4 years later. Since that time, then I work with a lot of Taipei area stage and film producers. And then I started producing in 2009. In 2009 I produced my first show and got the attention of the National Theater. And then I started working with the National Theater and Sun Yat-sen Memorial Hall and other producers. And so I've produced about 6 shows till now, and always co-producing. And we found when we were co-producing, when we were trying to get shows off the ground, the biggest limitation, you can't just say in Taipei City, I want to do a show, let's go do it, because you have to wait in line for a space. And getting a space is a 6 month to 9 month to a year process, and you might only get it for 1 weekend. And if you're trying to do new material or introduce the community to something that hasn't been done before, as I was doing, you find that 1 weekend isn't enough time. And so I was stuck in a box where I sort of felt like if I want to introduce people to new things, I need a longer time, and there's no space that allows me to do that. And so I ran into this problem again and again and again. And friend recommended this sort of arts collective, not sort of arts collective, it is an arts collective in the purest sense. It was a warehouse cut into several different art studios. And I looked at the high ceilings and the size of the space, and I thought, this is it, this is going to be my theater. And so I started in April and found contractors and built this little room inside of a big warehouse and went from there. Well, what we have is it's a 27 ping black box space. And so the real benefit of this space in comparison to a lot of other spaces that are of similar size is it's about, I think I should look exactly, but I think it's 3.6 meters tall. So it's quite tall. That gives you a lot of possibility with lighting and with rigs that otherwise you don't often find in such a big space. There's no pillars of obstructing any views. We do have a whole mirror on one side for choreography or dance or yoga or whatever people need that. We have 3 air conditioners. We have a Bose sound system. We mixer and lighting system is pretty state-of-the-art. I'm a director and a choreographer as well, and so if somebody had something and they wanted to come in here and needed help with things, we also have a whole hallway, a whole warehouse of there's 25 artists who are within shouting distance, and so it has worked out really well. We also have a drive-up, even though we're on the 3rd floor, we have a drive-up loading dock that's 25 feet from that door. And so, you know, we have large loading doors. There's a lot of stuff that could come in, as well as, you know, high ceilings and a lot of potential here for somebody who wants to shoot something, somebody wants to stage something, somebody wants to have a concert, somebody wants to, yeah, we have a projector, somebody wants to show their film. We can fit, at maximum capacity, we can fit 91 people with a stage this size. We can also turn it around, and we have multiple crossover behind systems so that we can go out one door and cross around and come around the other side. Right now behind this far wall there's a dressing table and makeup and mirror setup back there, so that it's kind of a backstage for us. If we turn it around lengthwise, then we can do that same thing and have audience sitting here. All we need to do is change the projector. We have a full grid, although it's just lines, it's not an actual grid, but it's a proper grid put in by the same people who did the grid at the National Theater. It's quite nice, and so it supports anything. It can support additional lighting instruments as well as projectors as well. You can mount anything up there.